Go ahead.
Ah, we're live. Let's see. Do we have our intro ready?
This is the Spooky and Ultimate Show thing on YouTube.
That's all we got. So we are accepting, anyone that wants to be a famous musician and start the intro. So that would be very, very cool.
Yay!
So,
go clap! Mild applause! Yay!
Oh, hello. Hi, baby. Mwah! Okay, go away. Go away, go away, go away. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thursday night. How are you all, you spooky freaks doing? Let's start off immediately with a disclaimer, because I know some of you are very, very special people out there, very delicate. This is not a kid-friendly show, so right there, put your kids to bed. We are not paid by Spooky. We are not compensated by Spooky. We do not work for Spooky. Therefore, the opinions and information expressed here are not from official Spooky staff. We're just a bunch of, longtime Spooky vet goers, and, well, we know the real scoop. We say stuff they can't say. There we go. Sue them, sue us.
No, don't
So, don't sue anybody. Well, I mean, everybody gets sue happy. It's like if you go on the Facebook page, it's, I'm going to get my lawyer because Hurricane Matthew.
Yeah, sue Mother
That's
Nature.
right.
Yeah, good luck with that. Not us. Not us.
Okay, and tonight, obviously, we have Harriet with us. Hi, Harriet.
Hi.
And then we got big Momo there. What is this?
I was
What
just
was
saying
this?
hi to her. According to she's like right here on my screen. So
Oh, I thought you were making like shadow puppets. I thought it was going to be that kind of show.
that's a later segment. Hi, how are you?
Okay, and just for the record, this is a no pants episode.
Oh.
Say, oh? Oh yeah, let's get the music out for Mo.
Wow, chicka wow wow. Chicka wow wow.
That's right, take it off, baby, take it off. I got them dollar bills.
Done.
Make it rain.
I've got some 50 cent.
Well, me personally, I can't wear pants because I've got a leg tattoo that's healing and nothing can touch it. So I don't have any pants anyway. So there's nothing to take off. But yeah, just shirt. That's it. So, Mo, where's the pants?
Somewhere over there. I don't know.
Okay, fair
Hanging
enough.
it on the floor.
I came to this party without pants, so I mean.
Oh, you came to this party without pants. See, that should be like a rule just at Spooky. You should come to any party without pants.
Sans pants.
That's been done, actually.
Hashtag sans pants. Yeah.
Sans
I like
pants.
this. Sans pants. I like that. Hashtag. Okay. Most of you guys know about spooky days at the parks. There's really not been a lot announced this week. There are a couple other things that we are going to talk about. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Also, those of you that want to know about the Hyatt, this afternoon, a bunch of us went in and we looked through past episodes and we got key points of everything at the Hyatt, from what the parking is like, what food to have around there, review of the rooms, the walkthrough of the Hyatt, everything, anything and everything you want to know about the Hyatt, tipping, the pool, you name it. We've all got it. Just check out our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Ultimate Spooky Guide. Check it out. Everything about the Hyatt is there. So hopefully it should answer all your questions. And you can check out previous episodes and see how googly and awkward we are. So yeah, so there's that.
Real quick about that, I just tried to reserve my room for them.
Okay.
Thursday night is completely booked. So
Wow.
Really?
I could only get Friday and Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, let's just hope that is just because that they haven't opened up the room blocks yet.
Cross
Yeah.
your fingers, but yeah, I mean they've been posting that the rooms are going. I mean they're going, and I figured that's just something that everybody would say, but yeah, I went to try to book, and yeah.
We got our Thursday night, right? Yes. Okay. Good. Okay.
That's crazy because it is mega early.
They haven't even announced any guests yet.
I know.
Wow, this is going to be huge. Okay.
Apparently.
Yeah, and even when we got called and got our room, we were told that they only had king size beds. They didn't have the double beds. All the double bed rooms gone.
Well,
So
guess
you get
what?
like one king size.
On Thursday, I'm sleeping in between you guys, so let's make room.
Really? All right. You act like that's a problem. Give me some Mo love. I need me some Mo love.
Uh-oh.
I usually
Yeah,
go to bed at 5 anyway, so I mean.
Oh, how big is the fro gonna be by Spooky?
Oh, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be
Yes.
Huge. It's probably gonna be out to here. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The Mofro.
I've got a costume. I've got a costume in the works, and it's gonna be this. It's gonna be huge. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. The Mofro. We are really looking forward to the Mofro. I'm getting you a blinged out pic just for that. I will make you a blinged out pic. I'm not kidding. I'm totally going to do it.
Oh, man.
With Swarovski crystals. Okay, speaking of the Spooky, though, at the Hyatt, one of the vendors that is going to be there is 13X Studios. And some of you guys may remember 13X Studios. We talked about them a couple of times ago. They do the custom hockey masks. They've actually been pretty busy. I mean, between mentioned on Kevin Smith's podcast, right after that, Kevin Smith bought up the rights to his Silent Bob custom hockey masks, and now they're only sold at Jay and Bob's Silent Stash up in New Jersey. So it's like, good on him. He went to MegaCon. Apparently, at MegaCon, they had a big piece done on him in the Orlando Sentinel. So, yeah,
good job.
Seriously, and now that I've actually figured out how this works, let's try this. Hopefully. Right, iHorror.
Ooh,
Demmie with technology. I push a button. Whee! Okay, but yeah, that's Rick right there with 13X Studios, and apparently iHorror, which is like the ESPN of horror sites, they actually reached out to him and did like a huge piece on him. And they did a big interview with him. Just look up ihorror.com/13studios. Well, you can see the URL there. But he did a hell of a job, man. I mean, considering that he's only done 2 conventions, he's done really well for himself.
Yeah, and how long has he been doing masks? I mean, he's got a lot there, but he's pretty new to me.
Yeah, he's been at Spooky. He's a Spooky vet. He's been at Spooky for a while, but he hasn't. I think this is the first time he's done something like this.
Okay.
So, oops, wait, there we go. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know exactly how long he's been doing it. I'm sure it's probably in the interview, but wanted to bring it up. I mean, Rick, go you, man.
Yay.
Follow your dreams.
Nice. Local boy does good.
I mean, because there is a mask of his I'm thinking of getting. I want glitter on it, though. I'm thinking of the David Bowie, the Aladdin Sane.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe something like that. I haven't decided. He even got Alice Cooper to sign one because he did one, Man Behind the Mask. So he actually did an Alice Cooper one, and Alice Cooper signed it and posed with it. And I'm like, that's really awesome.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So he'll take commissions and stuff like that if you ask him, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll take commissions because, like I said, I plan on commissioning him for that David Bowie one. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's going to be a PD one like very, very soon. We all know.
With the Yankees cap.
With the Yankees cap. and he's got
hair.
I was gonna say he's got to glue the hair though. He's got to glue the beard on. We're gonna do it right.
That is gonna be awesome.
Oh, I like that. All right. Speaking of vendors, let's see. We don't really get to talk a lot about the vendors, and that's something I want to do this summer that we really haven't had a chance to get up close with, like, who is actually at Spooky, because Spooky doesn't really give a list of who's going to be there, and we'd like you guys to be a little bit familiar with all the local artists, because Spooky has been fantastic for the local artist community, and actually Harriett actually has an artist that she wants to talk about.
One of the artists that was at Spooky last December, I believe it was Von Belak, Belak. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he had a he vended it at Spooky, and I've always wanted to get something from him because I do like his style. His artwork is very pop culture, gothic, horror movie centric. But I just hadn't seen anything that I just had to have until I walked by his table and I saw this behind him. This is what I bought from Vaughn. It's huge. It's an original.
Nosferatu.
It's Nosferatu reaching down.
Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
Vaughn had it behind him. And I saw that and I said, I want that. And he only had the one. He didn't have any prints. And I said, I don't care. I want that. And and I think I bought a couple other prints from him too. But he was at MegaCon. He's been very active recently trying to get his artwork out there. Yeah. So he is one of the original artists that have come to Spooky and that we fully support. He's been at Gods and Monsters before, so look him up. We'll put the link on here, I'm sure, after we're done with his
somewhere.
And go check him out. So yeah, definitely Nosferatu. It's hanging in my bedroom, and I took it down so we could see it and show it for the.
I love the way that's done.
Yeah, and but yeah, I saw it immediately, and I said I had to have it, and I bought it. It's mine.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I've only got a print, unfortunately. I haven't had the money to actually get one of his paintings yet, which it's on the list. Yeah. But I do have his Vampira, because I'm a huge Vampira fan. So I did get the print of Vampira, which is actually in my bedroom. So I've got some of his stuff in my bedroom as well.
Yeah, and he had a whole bunch. He had a book of like the smaller prints. He had a Nosferatu face. He had the nun from Conjuring 2. I saw him do a commission, I think, of kind of a zombie Nikolai Tesla. And I want that. So the next time I see him, I'm going to have to buy a Tesla print from him, because I was like, I have to have that as well. So
I like that idea.
Yeah, and it's on his. I've seen a picture of it on his Facebook page. But
yeah, a zombified Nikolai Tesla. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, a zombified Tesla.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, I have to have that. So, but yeah, Vaughn Belak, Belak.
Awesome. Yes, definitely. Vaughn, definitely. Mo, what about you? I know there's like got to be a vendor or two of yours that you're like a huge fan of. Oh, don't even give me that face.
Yeah. No. Well, you know where I hang out most of the time, so it's kind of hard.
But don't act like you haven't been in the vendor room.
There's one particular one that I've seen at the last one. Good friend of mine, Jenna. She puts up Dreams of Relia.
Oh, yeah, Jana, yeah.
She does the octopus pendants.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
She does a really, really good job at those. I really like hers.
She's a little like
buddy.
Her and her tentacles. I'm like, there's got to be some weird hentai stuff around her house where she's gotten so good at how to do the tentacles. You know, Jana, we know about you.
I know, right? I've had a few friends that bought some stuff from her, and they look really, really good. So it was actually something I considered getting for you, but I got you the big rock instead. But
I love that rock. It's like, I have a captured soul by my bed.
Yeah, I know, right? A couple of the artists that I like, Morgan. God, I forget her last name.
Morgan Wilson.
Yeah, that's it. She does a really good job. Banky. She's always over by the horrors, coffee shop of horrors. She did a couple of the covers for that. Yeah. Those are just some of the favorites that I have. You know, some good friends that really make really good quality products. So.
Well, the other one that I wanted to bring up, the other one I wanted to bring up was a new one, actually. Now that I got all fancy with the technology, let me do the screen share. Yeah, push the button. I'm pushing buttons.
Uh-oh.
Now watch me screw it all up, right?
Like, play it up and then nothing happens.
I know. Okay, that's showing up, right? Okay, now here's the thing that we talk about hygiene at Spooky all the time.
Yes.
And one of the great things, especially if you have anxiety or claustrophobia, like a lot of us do, and the Hyatt is very, very overwhelming, you bath bombs. Bath bombs are all the rage. And I'm not talking about Lush nonsense. Now, she goes by Ditzy Fitz. You could see it on the screen there. But Ditzy Fitz is going to be her first time vending at Spooky. I've tried her bath bombs, and they are absolutely amazing. Now, I know these are all cutesy, but these are the ones that she sells at like farmers markets and stuff like that. But they have all sorts of different flavors and different scents. I mean, look, you got a little Pikachu there. But little Mickey Mouse. But she's planning on doing a whole bunch of really wild horror themed ones. So black bath bombs and blood and aliens and she's got a whole bunch. But yeah, if you want to try out her stuff, it's Etsy.com shop Ditzy Fizz. And she's a local vendor, and we're all about giving like the new vendors a shot. And I've never seen anything like this sold at Spooky before. No. And I hope
I see a bat one at the top left in the background. That's really cool.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot more like those. I mean, she told me that she actually planned on doing like a bunch of horror themed ones. This is just for the general masses right now. Sailor Moon, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But
that was Iron Fist.
Is that Iron Fist?
Yeah, that one up top. That looks like Iron Fist to me. It could be Batman. Oh shoot!
It could be Batman, but regardless, so it's Bat. So, but I mean, she's gonna have a whole bunch of different ones. Like Jason and Freddy, and there's like all these great different molds and stuff like that with like different flavors, and some of them will have glitter in them. But this will also help the hygiene issue that we have at the Hyatt. So you people like get one of these, and look, they're not expensive. You get a couple of these.
$3.50.
Yeah, you take
$5. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a couple of these, you use one every night, and you don't smell the whole weekend. You don't have to worry about stinking so much if you're soaking in this, So just something to think about. But check out her shop, and if you want to try her stuff, before October, then there you go.
And they're good for gifts too.
They are.
So
we take bribes. We totally take bribes. We are shameless whores. At least I am. I can be bought easily enough. That big guy over there, I know he can too. Him right there. Let me tell you, picklebacks. That man right there.
I've done more for less, so.
I'm happy to say that probably we all have. So don't feel so bad.
Yeah. This is very, very true. Okay, let's see. Okay, the big news. Here we go. Wizard World. I would like to thank Morbid Movies, by the way. Morbid Movies, who does this great series of grindhouse films that they, what's it? I think it's like once a month. Then in West Palm Beach, they get it, for like The Evil Dead or for Jaws or The Shining, all these classic movies. They get everyone together. Everybody watches a great old classic movie. Morbidmovies.com. Check them out.
Thanks, Mike.
Yes. But Mike brought this to my attention, and since I'm all screen share happy, there is some.
There is some tonight.
Well, I mean, since there's not a lot going on with Spooky, I think it's important that we talk about stuff that's going on actually in the HorrorCon world.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Turns out Wizard World, now if you know anything about cons, Wizard World is one of the big conglomerate giants. They are starting a horror con. So the big corporate giants are moving their way into our world. This one here, and this was just announced, May 10th, so this is still brand new. Wizard World Horror Fest. Now, granted, this is only in Philadelphia. Held in conjunction with Wizard World Comic-Cons and select cities, being in Philadelphia, June 1st to 4th at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with this first one. But right now, let's see, who do they have for guests? Yeah, I'm really not liking just, oh, God, no.
Do they actually have guests, or are they just having screenings with the stars?
What it says here, let's see. The lineup for the first stop, Philadelphia, will include anniversary screenings of Buffy the Vampire Slayer with special guest Christy Swanson, The Monster Squad with Andre Gower and Ryan Lambert, who were just at Retro, by the way, and perhaps the most insane screening of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, and I'm assuming... Oh, they actually... Do they have... I'm not seeing Robert Englund on here.
No.
Let's see. The festival will host Goldsmiths. Yeah, Heather Langenkamp with a special acoustic show from Don Dokken. Tickets are $20. Well, that's why it's $20 because they don't have Robert Englund.
And I mean, are the people going to be? Are the celebs going to be there to do meet and greets? Are they going to be doing pictures or autographs, or are they just going to show up and present the film and do a Q&A?
That's a good question. Stay tuned for more screenings, events, special guests, and panels, which will be announced in the coming days. So I'm assuming that they're just getting this together last minute to figure it out. But yeah, the convention schedule is wizardworld.com/Comic-Con. Let's see. Oh, whoa. All access badges are on sale for now, just $50. Jesus Christ.
Are those separate ticketed events?
That's a good question. I think 50 is all access. So 50 is for every single one of them. I think singularly they might be 20. I'm not really sure how this is, because I know Wizard World likes to ticket and dime for everything.
Well, maybe that would be their downfall in the future, because right now it just looks like they're having screenings. You know, I don't know. If this is like a new thing for them, it's really hard. I don't know.
For a lot of the larger ones, what they've been doing is charging separate ticket events for these panels that are an addition to access to the dealer room, which I find to be very, very annoying.
I agree.
Agreed.
I don't get it.
Yeah, my big issue with this is that if you've seen a lot of these bigger cons, I mean, MegaCon is a perfect example. And if you've been to MegaCon in the past couple years, everything is very clean and plastic and corporate, and you know, you have the different levels of ticket prices. Walker Stalker, if you've been to a Walker Stalker, you know, you're in a line for this, you're in a line for that, and then you pay for this, and then you pay for that. It's not just pay one price and you get all this great stuff all weekend. Then occasionally you might have an extra charge for a demo or something like that. That's what most of the smaller cons are like, and that's what I love about them. Whereas these, it pretty much is just cash in hand, bam, there you go. I mean, we all talk about, y'all joke about it. Norman Reedus. I mean, you wait 4 hours in line at these big conventions, pay $100, and it's like, click, next.
Right.
That's a transaction. That's not an experience. That's not a story. And that's what these big cons are after, is just getting more money and more money and more money. And we've seen MegaCon, and a perfect example. My daughter was at MegaCon this past weekend. John Schneider from Dukes of Hazzard was there. Now, I've got a bit of a history with John Schneider. I've met him at a couple of different shows and stuff like that. And I told her, I said, you know what? He's a super nice guy. Just go up, show him the pictures of me and him, and mention Spooky, because he actually does have a bit of a horror repertoire. There's a couple indie movies that he did, and he's a fantastic guest. So I just told her to go up and say hi. Apparently, they wouldn't even let you near the table unless you were buying an autograph. You couldn't even say hi.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, that's been the trend lately.
You can't even say hi to anyone without like purchase. What the hell?
That
I know, it's weird.
I've never seen that. I've never experienced that. And if they're gonna start nickel and diming everybody by making us pay separately for a panel, or
Spooky does. I mean, MegaCon. That's what MegaCon does now.
I can't believe that. I mean, and just even to go up to somebody and say hello. I mean, when we just had Retro, you could go up and talk to any of the guests. They were all in the same room. You could go up and talk to Joan Cusack. You didn't have to buy anything. You could just go up and say hello. You loved her movies, and happy to see you. Thanks for coming, and be about your merry way. What is up with that?
I don't know. I mean, I think that like these corporates at like Fan Expo and Wizard World, they see what a cash cow that, like, you know, Walker Stalker has. I mean, Walker Stalker makes a fortune. You know, I mean, they go from city to city to city, and like I said, you know, and I know people. I mean, John, who's been on this show, has been a Walker Stalker, and he's told us they have levels of tickets. You buy the regular ticket, and it's not just regular VIP. There's like silver level, and then there's platinum level, and then there's something level, and then there's the level where you get all the swag, and then there's the level where you get like certain panels that other people don't get, and it saddens. Yeah, it saddens me that people think that this is the norm, and this is what. And I'm really hoping that this fails, because that's not what this experience is about. This is supposed to be a fan experience. That's what all these conventions are supposed to be for, a fan experience, not just to buy stuff and to stamp their name on something. It's supposed to be a fan experience. You know, I mean,
you can fill a whole episode on the demise of the convention scene, you know, over the last 5 years. You really can. There's a lot of things that's wrong with it. You don't have.
Let's talk about this. Well, let's talk about the HorrorCon. No, go ahead.
I mean, just the newer cons in general. I mean, they're run by these corporations that are more. They're more into trade shows than anything else, and then they come and they see that there's a profit to be made on these smaller fan run cons. So what they're doing is buying all of the smaller ones up, and they're doing this. They're doing this, and it's the downfall of conventions, you know, over the past decade. You know, this is just something that we're noticing slowly and slowly. You have a lot of, which is why I appreciate going to Spooky so much, is because it's
PD will never sell out.
It's owned by a family, and he you know he loves what he's doing. Yeah. You know, you talk to some of the managers at some of these other, you know, fan-run conventions, and you know they're just not the same. They don't care. They care about the money. They care about running a show. They don't care about who's going to be there. Everybody's a dollar sign, and well, anyway, that's my 2 cents on the whole thing. You know, but I can go on for about another 20 minutes on how you know the decline of fandom is of fan-run conventions. It's been kind of slowly declining over the past 10 years. But
well, the people who. The managers who are working MegaCon they're getting paid from the people who own it. Is this correct?
Well,
so I believe
it's owned by a larger company called Informa, which fan-run conventions are a very, very small part of a $2 billion organization. They run trade shows all the way across the world in Dubai. They have a ton of shows over in Europe. Yep. Just the two small, you know, corporations that they have, which is one in Texas, I think it's called, and one in based out of I'm sorry, I'm blanking out here, Canada, because they're
Fan Expo, Fan Expo. I know
Fan Expo. It's a very, very small piece of a very large cog. It's a huge corporation that basically most of their money is made out of trade shows. And they're running it like a trade show. I could be shooting myself in the foot, but I don't really work for them anymore, so so I can probably say. And that what they're doing is buying up. They want to kind of take over the market. They want to be that ReedPop. They want to be WonderCon.
ReedPop is another one. Yeah.
ReedPop, you know, they own New York City Comic Con and you know a couple others. So yeah. These bigger companies are kind of running it like trade shows, and it's kind of missing the spirit of what fandom is all about. Which is why I really do enjoy Spooky. I really do enjoy. Yeah, there's a lot of big cons that are kind of fan run as well. Like the old owners, I love them to death of MegaCon.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
They really cared about if everybody was having a good time or not. They did get really big at the end, but every year they improved on what was wrong with the last year. You remember the last that one year that they were across the street and there was so many problems. Well, the only reason they were there was because of availability. They had some big plastic show that was going on for like a month and a half, and they couldn't get it for the time that they needed it. So it was like the only thing that was available, or there wouldn't have been a MegaCon that year.
Yeah.
So they were kind of stuck, into doing that. And you got these big companies like Informa, which rumor has it they want to buy up another big convention that I love, and I don't want to talk about that, but
I already know where you're going, and I saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah, it's no, a lot of the people that work for them, a lot of them are really, really great people. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with them. No.
Yeah, it's just the way that conventions are going over the past 5 years or so. I mean, I'm a newbie.
The modern Comic-Con is dead. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and
the modern Comic-Con is dead. Yeah,
it's sad to say, but yeah, it's true.
What? The modern Comic-Con, everything from, it's all gone corporate, from C2E2 to New York Comic-Con to San Diego to all of them. They've all sponsored by corporations now. That's my point. Okay. He's like, Comic-Cons are dead? Yes. Comic conventions, yes. I mean, the ones that was at AllCon or whatever it was out in Dallas, that's all Fan Expo now. Every single one of them has been bought up by somebody, and if they haven't, they're going to be. I mean, the horror cons are entirely something different, though, and that's what since they've bought up all the Comic Cons, that's what they're going for next.
Well, it's slowly. I mean, you just in your last piece you did there, they're slowly grabbing it up. You've got that larger one that you were just talking about, the one in Atlanta, Walker Stalker.
Walker Stalker, yep.
Yeah, I mean, they're slowly just kind of eating into every piece of fandom. You've got, and it kind of all started way back when. What's this? The Trek Vegas celebrate? Oh God, I forget the name of it. Creation Entertainment.
Yes. Creation started all of them.
A slew of them all over the country, and they do the same.
Vampire
thing.
Diaries and True Blood, and yep, I remember all that.
Yeah,
those are the a la carte ones.
What, Harriet?
Those are the a la carte ones where everything is a la carte.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Buy a ticket for everything else.
Like I'm a huge Star Trek fan, huge, and the one in Vegas, there's just no way I could ever afford to go. Tickets for that for their premium package is about between $700 to $1,500, and that's at least you get shit with it, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, look, we just had Star Wars Celebration here. I mean, and it was packed, but. That's kind of like, we get, it's not like an every year thing. It kind of travels, and the people who go to that travel with it. Unless you're a con pro, you're really may not have a great time at it, because a lot of the newbies were posting on there.
Mo, was she freezing up?
She froze up on me, yeah.
Oh, you there, Harriet?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Oh,
you lost you, Harriet. Dead air. Talk about something.
No, just the face that she's frozen on. It's just awesome. I love that. That's like a perfect movie poster right there. I'm just gonna leave that because I love that face. She's gonna hate me for this. She's gonna yell at me, but no, she's absolutely right. And what she was saying, it like these newer people, they think that this is the norm, that how Star Wars Celebration was, that's how it is at all these conventions, and that's how Walker Stalker and Reed Pop and all these Creation, that's how all these companies do this, and they're playing that on that naivete and getting these newer customers to come in for these cons up. And she dropped. Okay.
Yeah.
But she'll come back in. But yeah, then but that's one of the things, and you were saying before, that's one of the reasons that we love Spooky, and that's why Spooky has our loyalty, and that's why we do shows like this, because PD will never sell. A lot of these smaller convention promoters, they'll do these shows specifically to build them up so they're such a big commodity where they can sell it to Reed Pop, where they can sell it to Creation, and they can just retire and it's like, oh, look at all this money I made. That's not PD, and like you said, it's literally his family. I mean, Adriana, who's like 10, 11, she's going to take over one day. You know, there she is. Oh, and there we go. Speaking of,
I'm back.
You know, it's funny that you have the Donald Sutherland, because that's the face that you were making. It froze on like the Donald, on you looking like Donald Sutherland. It was beautiful. It was great.
I was talking away, and then all of a sudden my screen went blank, and it says you have lost connection, and I was like, damn it!
Yeah. No, thanks Obama. No, wait, that's not even a thing anymore, is it? I don't, and we can't even say thanks Trump, because that guy can't even friggin' spell. But anyway,
Kobe.
yeah, Kofifi. I know what the fuck that is. Yeah, well, it had to. But Harry, you were saying about Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, because I mean, I just felt bad again for the newbies who had never been, blah blah blah, because they kind of got trampled. It can be overwhelming if you're not a pro at it, or if you've been at least once or twice. And you know, it kind of dampens people's spirits on wanting to go to something ever again.
Yeah. No, and that's very true, and that's like I was saying, it's like, you know, some of these convention promoters, they make these cons just so these bigger, you know, like Star Wars Celebration, Reed Pop, whoever, can buy up these cons, and now they're starting to see that these horror cons are starting to make money, so now they're like, more change in the pocket, and
Right.
PD will never sell. I can honestly say with complete conviction, never sell. You know, his show, and I'm sure he's been made offers. You know, he refuses. I mean, for example, we all know that even though he does the professional celebrity photos, he's stood his ground for the fans multiple times. And he's like, okay, you'll get maybe one or two people that'll only do like the professional photo ops per show, but the rest of them are at the table where you can have an experience. And that's the reason why you love things like Spooky, because you don't get 7 levels of VIP. You don't get 10 other panels that you have to pay an extra $15 for or whatever. That doesn't happen. And it's not going to happen. And so Wizard World, you know, Orlando's oversaturated. Central Florida is oversaturated with conventions to begin with. And PD has come out as champion when it came to horror cons to begin with. Any other, you know, horror con that's come in, PD basically just went like full on pit bull and just at every single one of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been doing it for a while. I mean, Spooky's been out there since what, 2003 or something?
Yeah, I think it's 2003.
Yeah, because I started going in 2005. But, you know, and it was still in its infancy, and as it's grown, it's just, you know, we've gotten more coverage, more media, we're talked about on the news, on the radio, etc. And we have the Spooky family. We are loyal, and we will continue to be loyal.
There's a reason, though, because they've created that atmosphere where we want to be loyal. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's just Wizard World, bring it, you know, with their little horror fest and, you know, whatever. Because Spooky's got that loyal, and like I said, that's how you get a con going and keep it going. You don't just bring in some big corporate, you know, with Don Dawkin playing a show, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
you know, sorry, the one time I did meet Christy Swanson, which actually was at MegaCon, she was a bitch anyway, so.
Oh.
No, I was with a friend of mine, and he had like her Playboy issue, I think it was, or something like that. And so she was talking on her phone or whatever, and he walks up, and we were patiently waiting for her to get done with her phone call. We just like, okay, fine, we're sitting there. And so she just has it, and then she goes like this, and then she takes it, signs it, hands it back. Doesn't even look up from the phone.
Oh my God.
Christy, right there.
Wow.
We give you the Reedus.
Yeah, the Reedus. And that's not even a nice Reedus.
No.
That's not even a nice Reedus.
That's just a fuck off.
That's just a fuck off. So, Christy Swanson, you can suck my dick. There you go.
I knew
That's
it.
the only experience I've had of her. That face right there.
I knew it.
Oh, God. All right. The last thing that we did want to talk about, let's see. Speaking of Spooky and why we love Spooky so much, there are certain things that we do love about Spooky, because it's not just Q&As and celebrities and a vendor room. You know, and a lot of conventions, that's pretty much it. You know, it's pretty much a trade show. That's not what this is. They have like the Rocky Horror Shadowcast. They have all these different things they bring in every year that, you know, keep things fresh. So, you know what? I want to go to Mo first and like, so what if you had your pick of like different events or whatever that you'd want to see at Spooky in October? What are a couple of things you'd want to see?
Karaoke.
Ah, yes.
Burlesque.
Yes. He wants to see some boobs. That's all that is.
Yeah. Sorry. It's true. I really do enjoy having a burlesque at a. There was a few Star Trek conventions over the past few years, and I had a great time. I had a blast.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
I love the horror themed ones.
Yeah, I mean, you can theme it to basically whatever you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do enjoy that. We've already got, you know, quite a few things that I enjoy about it. You know how much I loved Spooky this past year, and how much fun I had. Shit, I was up till about 5 a.m. every night just talking to people.
Yeah.
You know, the whole family thing. But as far as events go, I really do enjoy those things. I do like that we could get together, maybe do some kind of like themed karaoke or something like that. There's a couple things, a couple suggestions that came up that I wasn't a fan of, but yeah, those two are definitely on the top of my list.
Okay. Well, Harriet, what about you then?
I like the karaoke idea of bringing that back. And it's not necessarily VIP, because I remember the time that we had the guy from Anthrax, forgot his name.
Joey Belladonna.
Thank you. And he got up there and sang a Journey song, and Lance Guest got up there and sang Johnny Cash. I mean, those.
Joey Fatone. You know what? I'll have to bring up the video. I have Joey Fatone karaoke Bon Jovi. It was amazing.
And those things, it's not just the fans that get up there and sing. It's also the celebrities that would come by and karaoke as well. So I second that, definitely. I really enjoyed the Mucklebones, the museum. And it's funny because when you mentioned that, I kind of flashed back to I guess it was the first convention I went to. I went to an X-Files convention way back when the show was still on, and the cigarette smoking man was there, and Skinner was there, and they had props from the actual TV show. And,
that's cool.
Yeah, and I mean, they were like alien props, because it was, when it started, it was all about aliens. But they had alien stuff, they had spaceship stuff that they had used in the actual shows. And I said, that's really cool. And I thought, and we've had like the Jaws, we had the Jaws exhibit. That was very cool. And I would like stuff like that. And I would also, we still request like behind the scenes people, like directors, musicians, people who have done like the soundtrack and stuff like that, because they do come to cons, they do attend. And I mean, hell, we had John freaking Landis one year, and his table, he wasn't busy like slam busy all weekend. He was super nice. He was, giving out autographs, or like, doing autographs and shaking people's hands and talking, and his Q&A was priceless. So I would like to see more prop exhibits, and, more behind the scenes people, makeup people, directors, etc.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay.
That's
really cool. It's funny because who is it that horror hosts, speaking of behind the scenes people and everything, I would love to see more horror hosts. And I know that's a scene that's kind of dying, but I mean, Miss Monster, I've been asking for Miss Monster ever since she was there the first time. I mean, even though horror hosts seem more to be a northern thing now, with like Svengoolie and Son of Svengoolie, and I mean, we lost Zachary, unfortunately, but I mean, there's a bunch of them, like all over, and I think that's an art that needs to come back, and I would love to. Yeah, exactly. The Ghouligans, I'd love to see them to come back. I would love to see, horror hosts, not just, again, Johnny Depp, Tim Burton, whatever, fine. Well, no, people want these big, then they complain about the crowds and they complain about the high prices, but you want Johnny Depp there.
Yeah, if you want an A-list star, you're going to pay an A-list price.
You're going to pay an A-list price, and you're going to get an A-list crowd, and you're going to pass out because you're not going to remember to hydrate.
Right.
So, but yeah, I would love to see more horror hosts, and I'd love to see horror hosts like announce some of these shows, like a horror host, like say Elvira or whoever, announcing the burlesque show or announcing some of the movie screenings or stuff like that. That would be freaking awesome. Or like a riff tracks, like one of the horror hosts doing a riff tracks of like one of the old 50s movies. That would be friggin' awesome. I would love to see stuff like that.
And on Thursdays, they used to bring in the vaudevillains. That was like a spooky tradition. It was either like Thursday or Friday night. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I really do miss that. And because it wasn't like they stripped or got naked or anything like that. But it was
a fun show.
Yeah, it was a fun show. It was spooky or horror related burlesque.
Yeah.
And and everybody just had fun. It was a fun thing, and it was a tradition. It had become tradition for a while, and it kind of went away, and sometimes it had come back. So yeah, I definitely would like to see that come back as well.
Truth be told, every time you put a show together like that, there's a dollar price to everything. So that's probably why we haven't seen anything like that, because there's a cost to every piece of everything that that's being provided. So nowadays it's probably not conceivable, or else you'd have to jump everybody's price up $20 just to pay for the insurance and pay for the performers and things of that nature.
Why you got to bring it down now?
He's the realist.
He comes in with his big Mo dick just pissing all over everything, man. Why?
I'm an accountant. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Well, it doesn't have to be like a really like a solid, concrete group. No. It doesn't have to be the vaudevillains, because I know that they had issues trying to make their money back, because they had some girls who traveled specifically to be at the show, and they may or may not have made their money back. I mean, burlesque, those performers spend a lot of money to look the way that they look and get their costumes just right, and their music, and they spend a lot of time and money on doing that.
So tip them when you see them.
Yes, exactly. So they may not have made their money back, and I can understand that. But I mean, we do have other burlesque troupes in Central Florida, so and they wouldn't necessarily have to travel that far. But it's just another thing, because I just remember them being out after the show around the pool, and everybody was kind of talking to them and meeting them and taking pictures with them. So it wasn't just like you just saw them perform and then they left.
Oh yeah, they were around the entire time. Yeah,
they hung out. Yeah.
So screw you, Mo. No, but yeah, well, no, one of the other things, and I think this is something I thought about a little while ago. I mentioned one time the free play arcade thing that they had, where they had the retro arcade games and stuff. Now, if I understand correctly, free play arcade isn't together anymore, and they're having some issues of their own. But there was at one point, and I don't remember which spooky, but they had some of the console games. Now, if there was a dedicated room for like horror console games, whether it's demos or whatever of new, horror console games. I mean, everybody loves, Resident Evil, The Evil Within, Red Dead Redemption. They've got like all these, BioShock. If they had some sort of setup, and I'm not sure, maybe a sponsor from one of the bigger companies or something like that. But I mean, they've had it at Spooky where they have like demos you can play. I have this one picture of like Jason playing. I mean, he's just standing there, full on in character, watching. And I wish I could remember the name of the game, but there was some slash, Saw hostile kind of game, and he's just standing there, just staring at it. And the picture was so beautiful. But I mean, I would love to see just even a small room dedicated to like some of the horror consoling games, because horror gaming is such a huge thing now. There's a Friday the 13th game. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but you can choose to be either Jason, and I think it's like a multiplayer game, I think it is, and you can choose to either be Jason or you can be the counselor. So it's like there's all these great things coming out in horror gaming, and I think that's something that's really not looked at enough. And there's enough gamers at Spooky where I think that would be a great idea. Pinball is fantastic and everything, but just even 3 or 4 different consoles, with these new games coming out, just playing demos, I think that could be a lot of fun.
I do too. I definitely agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't even play it. I'd enjoy watching them.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I'm not a gamer. You know, I'm more of a pinball girl, and the guys from
Yeah.
Pinball Lounge, I'm sure would be happy to bring something, but
I would.
if you're right. I mean, since gaming has gone so far beyond that, and even have like a virtual reality station.
Oh man,
Could you
that would be
imagine?
amazing.
Yeah, could you imagine seeing a couple people going at it and they're like attacking zombies or something, and you could have like a big screen behind them and you see what they see, and they're being chased by zombies, and that would be, I mean, they would be having fun, and then you'd be having fun because you're seeing what they're doing, and they're just freaking out, and how, that would be worth the price of admission. I definitely think that. So.
I remember who it was now, because I was on Periscope for a while, which unfortunately is a dying format. But I saw, and I wish I could remember the game, but it was a zombie virtual reality game that Todd McFarlane was trying out. Todd McFarlane of Spawn, and he does the Twisted Fairy Tales, and he does all these great toys. Todd McFarlane was periscoping virtual reality, like some horror game, and it was wild to watch. 9 times out of 10, you don't want to sit there and watch somebody playing the Beyond or whatever. I don't know, I don't the hell names games anymore, but he was playing the zombie game, and it was just like, oh shit, this is actually really damn cool. It's like you were immersed with him. So I mean, something like that's a great idea. I would love to see something like that. And
there's something else I wanted to say as well. Like, I wish they would do some kind of a collective picture, kind of like a mini album before the costume contest or something, like the end of the weekend. If there have been photographers who are working for Spooky, or the videographers, and get with Joe and do like some kind of little interview and stuff like that, and post it at the end of the weekend. Either post it online, which is fine, but also post it either at the pool party, like Saturday night, or Sunday before the costume contest. That way you have that way you have not just celebrities, but also people who are attending conventions. It's like, hey, that's us, and hey, that was Thursday night, or hey, that was Friday afternoon.
Yeah, put it on Spooky TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to third the karaoke, because and here's the thing, I've never done karaoke. I've been too nervous. I'll sing all the live long day around my house and annoy the hell out of my kids, but I've never done karaoke. So
we are doing karaoke, girl. Oh.
You know what? I'll have you know, I have a pretty decent, but my mother was a singer. Thank you very much. So
we are doing karaoke. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on.
You have to sing "Don't Stop Believing."
Okay. I sing "Don't Stop Believing." That's the whole thing. I do "Don't Stop Believing" every single time, and when I start belting it, people are like, "Whoa!" and they don't realize I have like such a big voice, and it's like, well, yeah, I don't do karaoke.
Well,
I already know, Mo, we got a choice. We can either do "Bring the Noise" by Anthrax and Public Enemy, because I can do that one, or "Close My Eyes Forever" by Ozzy and Lita.
All right.
He's like, all
right.
But either or, because otherwise my go-to would probably be "Easy" by Faith No More.
Oh my God.
I do that. Or we can do some Hall & Oates. You'd have to be Oates, because I can't grow the mustache. But Petey, please. All right, Petey, please bring the karaoke back. Just put a room in and start asking for songs to put in, and let's do some karaoke, man, because that's just way too much fun. The one more question I did want to ask, since we do have the creator of Pillow Lando here, would it be possible to get something together in October, or is that just a once-a-year thing in April, or what do you think?
No, and I'm not the creator of Pillow Lando, but thank you for that.
You're the voice of. All right, fine. The public face.
I'm carrying the torch. Yes. Yeah.
You're the PD. You're the PD of Pillow Lando.
Sure. Absolutely. I would love to have like a pillow fight thing again. Like a pajama party jam or something like that. But yeah. It's we didn't have that many people show up, and it was kind of hit or miss, but we did have, there was a group of us, there was like 5 or 6, and I took the injury, I took a fall, so hey. But
have your war wounds.
yes, I did. Serious pillow fighting is serious. But every time we do it, we always have so much fun, and it's such a workout. And everybody's like, "Oh, I didn't realize I'd start, gasping for breath and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, it's a workout.
That's a marathon event, man. That's a marathon event. Yeah."
I think I'm going to do that next time, and I'm going to dominate pretty much because
Oh, challenge
400-pound
accepted.
Just here's the thing. Don't show up late, because Boris showed up late and he was attacked from all sides. And
I saw the picture of
poor Boris.
Boris was on the ground in the fetal position.
Just don't show up late. We post the time, we post the location. Don't show up late. You show up late and you show up to my pillow party, and guess what? You're going to get down.
Oh, challenge accepted.
See,
but these are
the difference between me and him is I'm not a little bitch. So I mean,
Ooh!
Yay!
I love you, Boris. I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
I love you.
Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
No.
He's gonna be gunning for you now. See, that's the whole thing. You're a big guy. You can't creep up like Boris can. Boris can creep up.
I'm a big guy. But but I can also take a pillow to the face. So.
Fair enough. I thought he's gonna creep up on you with like a bag full of rocks or some shit, man.
A sock full of nickels.
Yeah, right. Like mall rats, come running up, swinging it.
Oh God.
Oh God, this is gonna happen. But see, this is why you guys need to make sure that you make your reservation for Spooky in October, because this stuff is gonna be going on, and this is just a smidgen of the stuff that's gonna be going on. It's not just gonna be whoever the guests are doing a Q&A. It's not just going to be panels. It's not just going to be a VIP party. This stuff, cross fingers, is going to be going on. Whether, like one of the things that we wanted to do at the Hyatt last time, and unfortunately we didn't get a chance to do it, we wanted to go ghost hunting at the Hyatt, because there actually have been people that have died at the Hyatt. There was like someone in the parking lot, and then there was something else. But yeah, we want to go ghost hunting at the Hyatt. So that's something we can do late at night. So we're going to go do stuff like that. So make sure you get your room for Spooky and your ticket, and start preparing your marathon, man, because pillows. Get your ass beat.
It's going down. Mo and Boris. Bring it.
Ooh, pillow cage match.
Yeah.
Pillow cage match.
The thunder from down under.
I'm taking this, man.
Mo versus Boris. It's the fight of the century.
Yeah, the Samoan versus the Russian, right? Gotta come up with weird wrestling names now and shit.
Khal Drogo versus who's the Russian guy from Rocky 3.
Oh, Ivan Drago. What? I know. He's like Mo's Moroccan. I'm like, I know. But I like Samoan because Samoans are wrestlers. Moroccans aren't wrestlers.
Mo versus the Russian Boris. Who'll win? Hey,
Round one.
Russia.
What about Russia?
An international fight for the ages.
That's for Mother Russia. Oh God, this is so gonna happen. This is so gonna be a thing.
I'll be a pillow wrestler. I don't care. Whatever.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes.
Raise money for
will you?
Yeah.
We could do that. Will you dress sumo?
Fuck yeah, I will.
Oh.
You put enough booze in me, I'll do pretty much about anything.
All right. I'm stocking up now. All right, this is on. This is the thing that's going to happen. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. It had just turned 11. We expected a half hour, but whatever.
We get going.
This is what I have to say. Yep. Yeah, and oh wait, he's been sleeping. We've been sleeping on the job.
Uh-oh.
So, wait. See, he's clapping. He's so excited. Do we have our outro song? Okay, Dandridge, go away. And yes, his name is Dandridge.
Dandridge.
Dandridge, yeah. Okay.
Like Dorothy Dandridge?
The show is over. Go the fuck to bed.
Good night, everyone.